It is the Tuesday album tour. And this particular Tuesday, we are hopping in to Beck and Violent Femmes. Now, Fishtax, thank you for that 14 months of subs, you actual baller. Now, Violent Femmes and Beck. Now, this month, we've been kind of digging into folk and its forms. Funk is next month, but folk and its forms. Beck released this album in 2002. I would have been 11 at this time. I am looking through this, and I don't think off the top of my head that I know a single song from this album. I gotta ask, and guys, we got new emotes. I gotta turn the chat on. We got new emotes today. So whenever I ask the question, are you a familiar or are you a raw dog and a first listen with me, let me know via the free emotes. Got 37 in a row. Sea Change, Beck, came out in 2002. I don't think that this is his earliest project. It looks like his earliest project is actually 1994. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe his seventh album? Album number 7, I guess. He had a Brown era. Okay. Not his best album, but still a good one. Okay. This is one of those ones where like Beck is I know the song Girl because it came out when in like a formative time of my life, and there was a music video to it on Fuse TV. And I know the song E-Pro, and I know the song Loser, I think as a lot of us do. So let me know. Are you familiar with this artist Numb, or are you raw dogging a first listen with me? Sea Change is the 8th studio album. Okay, forgive me. Released in September 24th, 2002 by Geffen. Recorded over a 2-month period in Los Angeles with producer Nigel Godrich. The album features themes of heartbreak and desolation, solitude, and loneliness. Wow. Okay, well, I guess it's time to check out, another homie of music. And admittedly, this is kind of like the maiden voyage for me. Does some of the oh, that guy. Yo, thank you for that nugget, Bingo. That is nice. Okay, so yeah, guys, I'm gonna hit the play button. Before I do, it is very important to me that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and the subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, or join us on Kick or Twitch. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time. These people over here are actually the best people, and I actually genuinely mean that. Come hang out with us, come discover music with us. I know I speak for all of us when I say we would love to have you by. Guys, again, show me raw doggers and familiars. Throw your emotes in there. Let's just flood the emotes with raw dogs, and I know this is yeah, Sea Change totals out 52 minutes 22 seconds, over 12 tracks. Here we go. Let's check this out. And yo, Waynesy, welcome to the friggin' Rooskies, dude. Love the slide in. I love the little bell thing there. Not a bad vibe to open an album with, dude. You hear that oscillation?
Put your hands on the wheel, let the golden age begin.
When he sings, immediately I feel like he's battling an overwhelming amount of spit in his mouth. And that sounds funny. Put your hands on the wheel, let the golden age begin. But it sounds like he says those words from his molars. Does that make sense? Do you know what I'm talking about when I say like it sounds like he says the words from his molars? I feel like if you're like a singer person, like if you're like a vocalist, you know what I'm talking about. But it sounds like he articulates from the back of his tongue. Listen to what I mean. Okay, here. When I say age, it's finishing right here, like kind of like I shouldn't have done that. Finishes right there, but it sounds like he's saying age and like biting on the back of his tongue, like age, like age, like let the golden age begin. But I mean, obviously he says begin, right? So I don't have, because it doesn't come naturally to me to articulate in that way, but it absolutely is. I used to think that about like it wasn't the song Loser, it was the song Girl. I used to think, my cyanide girl, that song, I've got it ingrained in my head, because, hey, my cyanide girl, it's that, instead of a s. Imagine if you make the S sound with your molars. That's who Beck's voice, like that's what Beck's voice is defined to me in my head. Am I the only one? Sorry for the diatribe.
Put your hands on the wheel, let the golden age begin. The window down, feel the moonlight on your skin.
Love that.
Desert wind, cool your aching head.
You hear this oscillating kind of reverb sound?
The weight of the world drift away instead.
He definitely sings from the molars on the word these days. I barely get by, but besides the point, put your hands on the wheel, let the golden age begin, let the window down, feel the moonlight on your skin, the desert wind, cool your aching head, the weight of the world drift away instead. It's a literal call to stoicism thought, to stoic thought, right? Like, allow silver linings, like let yourself move forward, like allow yourself to calm, let yourself drift away. I love that. And you have this kind of ethereal nature brought about by the sort of atmospheric oscillation sounds, that kind of thing. But then you've got this almost like cheerful, like uplift in the bell sound, the bow, bow, really nice. It kind of feels like this could be a word to somebody else or a word to one's self.
Drift away instead. These days I barely get by. I don't even try.
I love this. I want to play guitar with it, like right now.
Treacherous road with a desolated view.
Does he have a gated reverb on his voice and just the right vocal track? He's like double tracking, but then you hear that harmony, desolated view, and it sounds like there's a kind of reverb on his voice, which is just hitting.
Road with a desolated view.
I can get you. Here.
It's distant lights, you hear that foreign view. The sun don't shine, even when it's day. Drive all night just to feel like you're okay.
Dude, the lyrics sure really hit.
These days barely get by. I don't.
Hey, babe. Can you hear me, Jersey Girl? I'm gonna play with this, guys. This is such a nice song. This is so nice. Oh. More or less. Interfaces, but yes. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just really excited. This song sounds so good. All right, I'm just. I don't think you guys can hear that right now, right? You shouldn't be able to. Okay. You guys should be able to hear that now. Cool. And here we go.
The sun don't shine, even when it's day. Gonna drive all night just to feel like you're okay.
Okay. This song, this whole... This song was just such a nice, ethereal, floaty friggin' dream, dude. This was, you have those really over-the-top, like oscillating delays. Sorry, I'm getting my Helix pulled up so I can kind of tell you what I'm talking about. You've heard me talk of oscillation, right? Like when I say things oscillate. So when I'm talking about oscillation, let me get a... Here we go. Not this one. Not ocelot. Nice try, but not ocelot. So I'm gonna give you an oscillation sound so you can kind of understand what it is I'm talking about. Let me slow this delay down a little. All right, you ready? Put your headphones on. Hang on. Let me... There we go. See how it's just going and going and going and going and going and going? If it was oscillating, it would continuously delay and make itself do that just continuously over and over. So if I'm going like, it's just going to decay for like a long time. He kind of has something like that. Now, if I want to do like a volume swell, that's me like not letting you hear me do this and then turning the volume up and bringing it back down. So, yeah. Anyways, just in case you were ever wondering. Thank you, thank you. All right, guys, in case you were wondering, now you know. I didn't do a full oscillation there, just so you know, but you heard the beginnings of it. If it were to oscillate, what it would continue to go woo, 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 like woo, 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 woo. It would kind of sound like that. Anyways, basically what happens is the delays are taking so many of their own echoes that they continuously just topple over one another, and it makes a kind of increasingly bigger and bigger or just continuously stable sound. Now, as far as song openers on an album go, can we just all agree that this is a really great standard of a good first song on an album? So you have heard this album. You like this? So you're like a fan.
I don't know it well, but I like it.
Okay. She doesn't know it well, but she likes it. Ice Cold Fatties for the same effect. Exactly. Yo, Chef Clayton, thank you for gifting a sub to Walter Sobachek for president. That's a Twitch username, Walter Sobachek for president. Dude. Yeah. Dude. Fantastic. Calmer than you are. I'm calmer than you are. Yeah, no, dude. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. That's got to be a golden standard Twitch username. Okay, hopping into Paper Tiger. Golden Age was fantastic. I know I kind of took us off on a little side quest there. Let's get back into this one. Let me bring it back a little bit. Actually, we heard the lyrics, so I'm just gonna let her fade out. You want a toe? I can get you a toe. Hey, familiars, what's your favorite song on the album? You're hearing oscillation right now.
Just like a paper tiger, torn apart by idle hands.
Just drum and melodic bass, huh?
Through the helter-skelter morning.
Some guitar now in the right ear.
Fix yourself while you still can. No more ashes to ashes.
That bend and ascent.
No more cinders from.
So this is such a contrast of sound. You have that really gnarly and you hear that ascenting thing, and then bend it out, and just that really, with no effect or reverb to it whatsoever, so it feels like a really hard stop, like your brain expects to continue on.
No more ashes to ashes. No more cinders from the sky. And all the laws of creation.
With a string, huh?
Tell a dead man how to die. Deserts down below and storms up above. Like a stray dog gone defective. Like a paper tiger in the sun.
It's kind of interesting because his voice is in the sun. It almost feels like he never actually goes for it. Like it almost feels like his singing approach is the musical equivalent of being Napoleon Dynamite, but it really works for him. You know, like there is a little bit of that kind of thing to him where it's like he never really has to go for it. He just has to carry like a somber vibe. You know, but then you've got this like really interesting strings arrangement behind it, and I almost wonder, just like a paper tiger torn apart by idle hands through the helter-skelter morning, fix yourself while you still can. No more ashes to ashes, no more cinders from the sky, and all the laws of creation tell a dead man how to die. Oh, deserts down below us and storms up above, like a stray dog. Interesting, storms above a desert, like a stray dog gone defective, like a paper tiger in the sun looking through a broken diamond. It's very dreamy, it's very image steeped, but it's also kind of interesting because you get nuggets like fix yourself while you still can. You know, there is like real nuggets inside of this, like, you know, Adventure Time-esque abstract thing. It kind of makes me wonder if the people that wrote the cartoons that I really enjoyed were fans of the music that I've been on the music discovery to listening to on my music discovery tours, because it's like it really does hit me in kind of a animated lyrics kind of way. They were all fans of the LSD. Yeah, it makes sense. Did a lot of that stuff in my day.
Looking through a broken diamond to make
love the strings.
What it should be. Through the ruins and the weather, capsized boats in the sun. Deserts down below us and storms up above, like a stray dog gone defective, like a paper tiger in the sun.
Like his meter is kind of weird sometimes, like a paper tiger in the sun. Like there is kind of a weird breakup in the way he does this, but then there's also like an interesting thing where I'm noticing that the string arrangement and the bass is kind of the driving force of this whole thing. And like the guitar parts I'm hearing are almost like little ad-libby nuggets. Like he didn't actually have a defined guitar part going into it so much as like he just played like random little riffs in key. And sometimes it even feels like he's playing it and it's like I'm thinking in cross harp terms, right? So like sometimes it feels like you hear like maybe the song is in the key of G, but then he like plays a riff in D, which is like, you know, or C rather, which is like cross harp to a G. So it feels like sometimes he just throws out like in key, but not in mode, like random riffs to kind of provide some element of like, again, like bombastic nature or ad libs, but it doesn't feel like there's necessarily a defined guitar part so much as you hear out in occasional riff moments like da 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 da. You hear these double bends happening in the background occasionally. But it's not necessarily like a guitar part. Yeah, there's no doubt. It almost feels like you have a really huge and precise arrangement with the strings. And then the bass is serving as 100% melodic backbone, but then it also feels like there's a little bit of intentional noodling going on. like, I think that he wanted there to be a sense of bombastic noodling in the song or something. Okay, this guitar part's defined.
I just hold on to nothing. You see how nothing lasts. The desert's down below us, and storms up above. Like the stray dog on the
the double bend move there. It's a real thin guitar sound. Feels like the strings are doing the same thing that I was accusing the guitar of earlier.
There's one road to the morning. There's one road to the truth. There's one road back to civilization. But there's no road back to you.
That bass sliding slowly up is a really nice touch there at the end. There is one road to the morning. There's one road to the truth. There is one road back to civilization, but there is no road back to you. Talk about a mic drop lyrical ending. Like, you're literally, like, the comment on, like, there's a way to do everything except get back to you. And the concept of holding on to nothing, I think, is a very artistically revisited theme, right? But to see how long nothing lasts, that is not. I just hold on to nothing to see how long nothing lasts. It's almost like this acceptance or this acquiescence of, like, the feeling that there is nothing more, or whether that's in, you know, a romantic context, like a personal looking at my own life context and how I feel about the grander scheme, or how I feel about whatever. It's a really, really unique way to talk about that. I've been listening, not reading the lyrics, and I thought he was saying paper tiger in the ocean. Oh, well, he certainly was not. Though, it is funny how that all works out, like, when you hear things. Hang on. Did I go? I need to go forward. There we go. All right. Got to run an ad break. Give me a few. Go make your peas. Go make your poops. Stretch, you know, put on sunblock, whatever you got to do. Be back in a few. Such a Nate. Guys, yeah, if you were Dr. John is coming next week, and I'm really excited about that because the amount of times I've made my wife listen to me sing and play the song Such a Night from Dr. John with the band at the last waltz is comical. Neither here nor there. Hopping into the next song. We're 2 for 2 on the 2 songs we've heard. The next one is Guess I'm Doing Fine. And based on the conversation I had before I started recording this video, uh-oh. love that tone.
There's a bluebird at the window.
Get your Consider the Birds shirts at Walterooski.com. You can find your shirt link in the video description below, or just wait for a link to pop up. Check them out. Consider the Bluebirds.
Bluebird at the window. I can hear the songs he sings on the jewels in heaven. They don't look the same to me.
I am overwhelmed by how much I like this sound in this song already through the first stanza. There's a bluebird at my window. I can't hear the songs he sings. All the jewels in heaven, they don't look the same to me. In a weird way, I get it. I actually kind of, in my own abstract interpretation, like, I feel like that's hit me between the eyes. But then you've got this like really nice like slide guitar sound. You've got like, and maybe it's just me, but ever since I said the thing about him singing from his molars, I can't stop hearing it. So I'm just gonna have to like swallow that now and tell you, every time I'm hearing him sing, I'm hearing him sing from the back of his tongue. But the words he's singing from the back of his tongue are hitting me between my eyes.
Bluebird at the window. I can hear the songs he sings on the jewels in heaven.
I'm willing to bet you, and this could be totally off base, it's not an insult, but I'm willing to bet you, he might have grown up with a lisp. He might have grown up with a lisp that comes through a little bit naturally in his singing. Good music is good. That was great.
I just wait the tides to turn till I learn to leave the past behind.
The delays on this slide guitar are fantastic.
There's only lies that I'm living. There's only tears that I'm crying. There's only you that I'm losing. Guess I'm doing fine.
This hit a lot of people between the eyes in 2002.
Lies that I'm living. It's only tears that I'm crying. It's only you that I'm losing.
The bass walk.
Guess I'm doing fine.
I think what's killing me about this song is how we've all kind of acquiesced to this fake, I'm all right, I'm doing okay. You know? Like, I can remember telling people I was doing all right when my grandma died, and I was like, not doing okay at all, dude. Like, I was not doing okay. But I could tell people when they were asking me, being like, I'm all right. And it was like the biggest lie ever, right? Like, I wasn't all right. I was crestfallen. You know, it's like, and I think you can kind of take this thing from the application of losing a lover, losing a family member or an important person to you, you know, and like having to live with that pain and numbness that comes from grief. Yeah, like when you're like a timid parade of hurt on just display for everyone to see, those feelings translate. And anybody that's ever like dealt with grief in any kind of way and been around people in the midst of that grief knows exactly what that line is saying. That "guess I'm doing fine" is that human condition. I can't let people know I'm a human with real emotions that's not doing fine at all. So you kind of acquiesce to tell people in your surroundings that you're okay because it's like socially not cool to be like a sad person or a burden or whatever. It's not cool to be a person who deals with emotions that are complex and tough, right? It's an interest, like, honestly, man, that it hits really hard.
Oh, the battlements are empty.
The kind of
moon is laying low.
For sure, Gray.
Yellow roses in the graveyard.
His imagery.
Got no time to watch them go. Now I'm bade and farewell. I can do whatever pleases me.
The thing is, when people usually ask someone if they're fine, it's more of a social convention than really an expression of than really an expression or request from part of who is asking of your feelings, state of mind. You know, how many of you guys are lucky enough to have a person in your life when you say like, "How are you doing?" and they say, "I'm doing fine," and they're like, "No, how are you really doing?" Like, how many of you are lucky enough to have that person in your life? Because I think I'm blessed with a few of them in my life. And that has true, like, you know, the people that will call you on your stuff, like, "Hey, I know you. This isn't okay. You're not doing fine. Talk to me." I think everybody should be so lucky to have that person in their life. Or, you know, hopefully a couple of them, a handful of them. But if not, I challenge you to be that person for somebody else, because I tell you, you'll gain more than you'll lose from genuinely investing in a person and how they feel. So, you know, and you might be surprised if you ask that question to somebody, they may ask it back. Food for thought.
Whatever pleases me. It's only lies that I'm living. It's only tears that I'm crying. It's only you that I'm losing. Guess I'm doing fine.
This song, dude, is so nice.
Press my face up to the window to see how warm it is inside. To see the things that I've been missing. Missing all this time. It's only lies that I'm living. It's only tears that I'm crying. It's only you I'm losing. This
think it's an A. It is. You guys mind? I hope you don't. I don't much care if you do. I'm just enjoying the song. Okay. Here we go.
See the things that I've been missing. Missing all this time. It's only lies that I'm living. It's only tears that I'm crying. It's only illusion. Yes, I'm doing fine. Yes, I'm doing
Did that blow your ears out? Thank you for indulging me. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Guess I'm doing fine. Just slap me hard between the eyes. Just before I started the stream, I was kind of telling people I canceled my stream yesterday because I've been a bit overwhelmed, and I kind of had like a moment with myself where I realized, like, I think for the last couple of weeks I've kind of been like putting on a smile when I really wasn't smiling, like in here or like in here, and it was getting to feel like I was kind of being an imposter. And I really felt like I was kind of saying, like, felt like I was just, I guess I'm doing fine. I mean, I didn't say that in as many words, but I kind of had that moment where I realized, like, oh my gosh, I've been really beating myself up, and I'm really overwhelmed, and I'm really anxious about things that don't normally make me anxious, and I like am sad, and I don't know why I'm sad because I have every reason to be happy, and I'm like acting like I'm fine, and like this feels dishonest, and I'm not feeling any better. And I thought maybe like faking it until I was better was gonna work, and it didn't seem to. And I like in the last like 2 days, I've like started talking about it, and um, you know, to get hit with a song like this in that in the midst of kind of that, I don't know, man. It takes a good month for me to recharge my batteries after the holiday socializing I'm forced to partake in. The worst part was how she pretty much. Oh, gotcha. You are loved. Hang in. Thank you, guys. I know, like at this point, it's not something that's going to be forever, right? But it is something that I contend with, and I think I maybe fooled myself into thinking like once things started going better in my life, that they would perpetually just stay that way, and you know, maybe if you're a person like me with some predisposition to like sad feelings or like depressed feelings, I think maybe there's a part of me that thought like I'd beat it and it wasn't gonna be something I had to deal with anymore. And maybe that's not the case. But I guess where I'm doing better now is that I recognize I have I have a village. Whether it's my wife or my friends or, the encouragement from you guys, my family, whatever, I know I'm fine. But I think just acting like I was when I really wasn't was really starting to feel bad. And again, to just get hit with that song after the talk I had before I ever hit the record button with everybody was kind of serendipitous, we'll say. He really hits the strings here.
Lonesome tears, I can't cry them anymore.
How old is Beck when he wrote this?
I can't think of what they're for. Oh, they ruin me every time. But I'll try. Leave behind some days. These tears just can't erase. I don't need them anymore. How could this love ever turn in, never turn inside on me? How could this love never change it, never change the way I feel?
Wow. Dude. So how's it work with him? Because he's like a guy, right? So does he like write these songs on an acoustic guitar and then collaborate with like studio session musicians or in producers? Or does he like travel with the band that's all like the same guys? Or does he like, is he hiring guns? Like, does he get a wrecking crew to come in and play with him? Like, how does it work?
As the sun, your eyes catch the light with promises that might.
The goofy, the kind of occasionally goofy noises, like the glitchy computery, like kind of 8-bitty synthy noises that you hear along with like these luscious reverb things. It certainly screams to me, especially in the time period, that it makes sense that he would have toured with Flaming Lips. His dad does the string arrangements. Really? Wow. He's a super talented multi-instrumentalist. Good to know. In 1,000 years, he'll have Bender on the... I don't know what that means. That's the Stony stuff.
Come true for anyone. Hello, farther than I should. Harder than I could, just to meet you there. How could this love ever turn in, never turn inside on me? How could this love never change it, never change the way I feel?
They're really huge questions he's asking. And I feel like it seems like he presents it with a little bit of ambiguity for the sake of the audience. to connect with it in a way that they will. But it seems very much like there was a comment on, um, how could this love ever turning never turn its eyes on me? Kind of like being singled out, like the only person who didn't end up with something. Kind of like, you know, if I didn't have, if bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. Kind of like that kind of concept in the battlefield, so to speak, of love. How could this love ever changing never change the way I feel? That juxtaposition comes in where you're looking, and if like there is love, how come it's not changing how I feel? Like I've asked, and I think that kind of is maybe the trap with like human coupling that some people find themselves in, is like we are still responsible for the way we feel in a lot of ways, regardless of like having somebody love us. It doesn't take away our obligation to maintain ourselves, right? And so being loved can absolutely change the way you feel, but this almost screams to me like a numbness. Like, how could this love ever changing never change the way I feel? It's like in that context, you're either hardened to the point that you can't be loved, you don't love yourself, so it's not allowing, love isn't doing its thing, because, for love to take effect, one has to love oneself. I mean, there's a huge way to look at this, but then that concept of like kind of, I think plenty of us have been lonely and cried to ourselves thinking like, I'm lonely, I want a person. Like, not everybody is blessed with the wonderful partner. And I think I know certainly I spent a lot of time being lonely, wishing I wasn't lonely, and wishing that there was like my person there. You can go back and watch any of my videos from before I found my person. Like, you'll see I talked about it quite a bit. And to have that is awesome, but it doesn't take away the memories of like what it was to be in the trenches of loneliness and that numbness that comes with it, that kind of, resigning. I think I resigned to the idea that I would like just kind of be a lonely person, and that just was what it was. And I think, yeah, you're right. Some people have bliss in solitude. Some people are lonely. And some people are lonely in crowds. I think the human condition is certainly an interesting one. I think, unfortunately, I've kind of been all three of those in different phases of my life. He really has this video gamey kind of cool synth vibe. This whole elevation thing is truly just choice. The way this ends, such a weird crescendo type sound. And then just to fizzle out. that really builds up. You have this really interesting atmospheric crescendo. And I'm saying it that way because it wasn't like you heard a crescendo on like a cymbal or anything like that, but you did hear the sound sort of come to a crescendo and then dissipate. And you kind of hear the decays of the reverbs and delays as it dissipates there at the end. Right there. Honestly, this has so far just been an album of a dude thinking about his feelings in abstract ways. I find, I'm sitting here kind of reflecting. I'm already just getting really big hit by this one. And I'm sitting here wondering why. And when I think back on it, like when I think back on some of my favorite albums that we have listened to together, so many of them are dudes talking, or people talking about really deep, hard feelings in creative ways. You know, there's been nothing about this album that is blowing my mind, as far as like, wow, that's the most virtuosic musician I've ever heard. Listen to that guitar solo. Listen to that bass. Nobody's better. There's nothing like that. But what there is understanding lyricism that I think is abstract enough for any human to really hear and put themselves into because they've experienced humanity just the same as the rest of us. But then there is a level of seriousness, like just commenting on what it is to be a human in the hard parts or like the wonderful parts or like the lonely parts. Whatever those things, wherever those things hit you in your place of life, I think so many of my favorite albums that I've listened to with you guys just hit me because I felt understood. Like when we listen to Yoshimi, think back to Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots, right? Like I listen to that, I have this really wonderful imaginative experience, but then words like I don't know how a man decides what's right for his own life. It's all a mystery. Getting hit with words like that is and being able to feel related to having it delivered in a sonic package that is beautiful and wrapped in a crescendo bow. Like you have these really cool things. And when I think back on some of those, it was some of my favorite albums with you guys and in my journey doing this have just been really good nuggets that define good, bad, or ugly parts of humanity in ways that like just hit me. And I have the ability to talk about those things. Maybe I'm going through whatever. Maybe you're going through whatever. Maybe I've been going through whatever or had gone through whatever and have an opportunity to talk about it and like kind of decompress something that might have been stuck back there for a period of time, I think a lot of my favorite albums were albums that gave me a forum to discuss something. And I mean, yeah, we've heard some of the most amazing songs in the world by virtuosic musicians and people that just played their hearts out. But the dudes that write their hearts out, I think are the dudes that have been my favorite streams with you guys. Like there's nothing better than talking to your buddies about music, but then you do that about meaningful music and suddenly the conversation becomes much more conscientious. It becomes, it defines community. Anyways, Lost Cause. This seems to be some people's favorites. Not yet, Luis, but welcome to the Rooskies, my friend.
Sorry eyes cut through bone.
You was sleeping and it was cute. You were just a tiny little sleeper. I love you so much. They'll be used for my tiny little sleeping wife. What? Oh, you were just... She was just resting her eyes, everybody. It's okay.
Make it hard to leave you alone, leave you here, wearing your wounds, waving your guns. Somebody new, baby, you're lost, baby, you're lost, baby, you're lost because there's too many people you used to know.
There's these like rewound sounds that I'm hearing, like, and I don't know if it's piano keys or guitars, but like there's rewound sounds in here that are just adding this incredible texture to the song.
There's too many people you used to know. They see you coming, they see you go. They know your secrets, you know them.
It's more than just the guitar. There's certainly some like reverse guitar with some delay, some reverbs on it because of that kind of sound that you're hearing. But there's also like, sometimes I feel like I'm hearing reversed keys. Sometimes I feel like maybe like a reversed synth sound in some point because it's not sounding as defined even in a reverse.
This town is crazy.
It's interesting with this really organic sound.
Baby, you're lost. Baby, you're lost.
I kind of disagree with you there, Crimson. Like, buddy, I think that this is one of this is like where folk kind of might have been a certain subgenre of it at any rate. I think might have been sitting in, kind of more of the electronic phase. Because when you look at this, there is certainly a genre bend, but there's absolutely a folk backbone. You've got that acoustic guitar sound. You've got what I'm...
Baby, you're lost.
A banjo, maybe?
I'm tired of fighting.
I think, like, E-folk is a real... Like, I think it'd be E-folk. I would call it E-folk. I'd go for that. Indie, fine, but, I mean, let's be real. How much of indie is rooted specifically in folk rock? Electronic folk sounds fine to me.
I'm tired of fighting for a lost cause.
Don't genres suck, dude?
There's a place where you are going. You ain't never been before. No one laughing at your back now. No one's...
Like, I feel like I just heard a reversed harmonica.
No one laughing at your back now.
Right there. Or a harmonica with a gated reverb on it, but right at back
no
now.
No one laughing at your back now.
Right there.
No one standing at your door. That what you thought love was for. Baby, you're lost. Baby, you're lost. Baby, you're lost cause
How many of us have been in that relationship? Fighting for a relationship you knew was dead, but it was like what you knew. I like in the concept, you've never been here before. There's no one laughing at your back now. No one's standing at your door. Is that what you thought love was for? Like there is you know, it kind of feels like the lost cause. Like you realize like the relationship is pumping mud. Like it's kind of past its servicing date, and for whatever reason, you're both kind of looking at each other like, wow, this isn't love in the way that I understand it. I don't know. I think all of us have kind of been in that scenario before.
I'm tired of fighting.
And to your FCK, I think that we would call that cheerful melancholy, and he really does a great job of it.
I'm tired of fighting for a lost cause.
Can I get a globe check? Where is everybody coming from right now? In the live show. In the live show, where are you in the world right now? YouTube, sure, too. Just I'm interested. The live show's really been growing a lot, guys. I can't thank yous enough. Like we've had over 100 live viewers today, which is like we've been doing that more and more and more. But golly goodness, you guys, I appreciate the absolute frig out of you guys hanging out with me. Seriously, thank you so much. To see like global music discovery happening, I love it. I love it. You guys are the best. Thanks for hanging out. I like that we seem to have like a diaspora of Rooskies out there. This is fantastic. Go Vols. Tri-Cities, that's where I'm from.
Of the day come too soon. Not a lot to say, not a lot to do. You played the game, you owe nothing to yourself.
The shaker sound.
Rest today for tomorrow. You can't tell, you can't tell.
Where's Beck from? Hey, BHPW's for you, homie. Love you, bro. Thanks for coming to say hi.
Love you had turning into hate. The end of the day come too late. Seem the love you had turning into hate. Had to act like I didn't even care, but I did, so I got standing there, standing
wow.
there.
I can't even begin to think about what it would have been like to be a teenager when this album came out. I can only imagine that this was like the equivalent of Death Cab for Cutie to some, like of Death Cab for Cutie to me, to some people. Because as I'm hearing these lyrics, man, like, I mean, they're really, like, I was, like I said, 11 when I came out. Formative music, like the first albums that really just blew my brain were like the Plans album by Death Cab, the Crane Wife by the Decemberists, Oh Inverted World by the Shins, The Modern Leper by Frightened Rabbit. And all of these came out within about 2 years of each other. And they're all certainly rooted in lyricism like this, with maybe less electronic, more indie rock music textures. And I'm sitting here thinking about how similar the lyricism is in the way it's kind of image based, but also like experience based. And so it's kind of interesting to see this portrayed this way. Like it certainly has like I can see my own musical upbringing's DNA in this. If that, if you're picking up what I'm putting down.
It's nothing that I haven't seen before, but it still kills me like it did before. No, it's nothing that I haven't seen before, but it still kills me like it did before.
It sounds like they're playing like almost instead of a bass, like the low end on a clavinet. Am I close? There's a bass. I say that, and then I hear a bass walk. Did we say where Beck was from?
I've seen the end of the day come too soon, like the prison dogs
Gotcha,
they
LA.
set out after you. You owe nothing to the past but wasted time to serve the sentence that was only in your mind.
This album is just killing me, dude.
There's nothing that I ever seen before.
I think perhaps the endearing thing I'm finding about him is that it sounds so much like a dude wrote some songs with an acoustic guitar, brought that acoustic guitar to a studio, said, "Hey, these are my songs." And that guy said, "Okay, we'll play them on an acoustic guitar, and then we'll record that. And then we'll just add a whole bunch of strings and do some other stuff. And then we'll maybe sometimes we'll even take your acoustic guitar out that you played in the beginning, and we'll just replace it with all the other stuff. And then we'll sometimes let your acoustic guitar be heard. Sometimes it's like the foundation point. Sometimes it's just like, it's almost like just additional texture and not really like in front of everybody. Which, as a guitar player, I can confess that sometimes it's so easy to just play like familiar chord progressions, like you hear people say all the time, like, I can't play chords in an order that they've never been played in before. To a guitar player, like the ultimate version of that is like, I play G, E minor, I play C, and I play D, right? You hear the concept of 4-chord songs. You put a capo anywhere on a guitar, you play those 4-chord songs, you're getting most of the, you can play in any key with those 4 chords, almost, for the most part, right? So in contexts like that, it feels sometimes like he gets away from doing that, but there is it feels like it's all formatted on a guy that's much like me, just playing his own songs that he wrote because they resonate with him. Like, I write plenty of songs that I don't share with people, right? Like, because they're for me. Like, I play them in my living room. I understand how I feel when I play them. It's not like I have to explain why I wrote something a certain way, whatever. Sometimes I let people hear but 95% of my music is for me in my living room, and it makes me feel better because I am doing something for myself. And Beck gives me the vibe that he is doing the exact same thing that I do. And then he's just bringing those things to his studio and they're making something kind of unique and not doing things too conventionally. I like that. There's such a nice texture to this whole thing.
But it still kills me like it did before. Now it's nothing that I haven't seen before, but it still kills me like it did before.
Like, this is such a relatable album. Love the Ascent. That is oscillation and glitchy. Oh. Can we throw W's in the chat for my wife who just got she's been excited about stereo noises, and I looked over at her and she's moving her hand on the right side, shaking, and I'm like, what are you saying? What are you saying? She's like, listen to the right side. And I was like, oh, you're doing my thing. It's all in the right ear. Good job, babe. I love that. Been a long time since I heard the back half of that. Didn't remember the weird stuff. I loved the weird stuff. Carbon Copy wasn't out for a few more years. They had to. Most positive that's an MXR carbon copy. So here, a lot of times it might be a memory man. In 2002, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the most. It's certainly analog delays. They weren't massive. Like the only other analog, like maybe the digital Boss might have had the DD2 out at that point. I don't think that they'd quite gotten to the DD3 yet. But that's what I'm thinking. It was probably a deluxe memory man that they were twisting the timing knob on. If I'm in my brain telling you how I would myself recreate that sound, it would be, it'd be twisting a timing knob. And again, I'm thinking about gear appropriate times, right? So I'm guessing it's probably it's probably like a memory man or something, like the big friggin' thing, like the big silver, black, and red one. You know what I'm talking about? Because I don't think that when I think about other pedals that have the ability to oscillate like that, like Line 6 does the DD4 a little bit later, or the DD4, the digital delay 4, the big green chonky thing. You could get some oscillation out of that. You could get, obviously the carbon copy will do it. Sir, I think that randomly it's the Boss RV3. Obviously there are plenty of delay pedals that will oscillate, but like the Boss RV3 was a digital reverb that had built-in delays that you could make oscillate. And then I think that the Nova delay, I think you can dial like maybe the DD20. Like obviously the further gear goes out as they got better at recreating like oscillation digitally. But if I had to guess, I'm guessing that they oscillated a lot of that with the Memory Man. And just really quick, just so I can show you what I'm talking about. Memory Man pedal. Boom. If I am guessing, now this is a bit bigger like this is a smaller, newer one, but my guess is that they were using something like this and twisting the feedback, sometimes the depth. That's how I would probably approach it. Anyways, I'll be right back. Got to run it out. All right, we are back. Let us hop on back in. I don't need a memory man. Here we go. I was not a sober person when I did that, so if you run into a completely different Walterooski when you watch the Rust in Peace video, that's why.
Well, it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. Well, it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. And I want it to be. I want it to be.
Oh, man.
Want it to be.
The cello.
Your good friend.
I've got to say, that intro, it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. I tell myself that so many times when I'm trying to like de-escalate myself as like a person who's like, you know, learned better how to manage, you know, his internal facilities. I can recognize better now sometimes when things are all in my mind, even if it's like me convincing myself that they're in my mind. Like I'm pretty good now at knowing when it's just in my mind and when it's like, you know, something to actually deal with. The in the way it comes in, well, it's all in your mind. It just kind of feels like your friend is telling you that. You know what I mean? Like I can see a scenario in my head where people I love are telling me the things that I was dealing with in that time were all in my mind.
Well, I cannot believe you got a devil up your sleeve, and he's talking to me, and I cannot believe, and I want it to be, and I want it to be.
One of my all-time favorite bands. It's kind of a sentimental, hard thing for me to talk about, but one of my all-time favorite bands is a band called Frightened Rabbit. You'll have heard me refer to them certainly throughout my time doing this channel. I actually think I said their name a little bit earlier in this video, but the reason I call attention to it is because it's occurring to me how truly familiar the sound texture is, because Frightened Rabbit very frequently does acoustic guitar with some kind of electronic-y sounds, but they accomplish those things more with like, you know, keyboards and like fun guitar stuff. No, they're not a bluegrass band. Frightened Rabbit is they're like an Irish like indie rock folk kind of band. And the lead singer, Scott Hutchison, rest in peace, like is one of the very first people that ever wrote words that I felt like I wrote. And one day I found out, like the day they found his body washed up, he threw himself into the Forth and washed up ashore, you know? And it occurred to me that this person who had written these lyrics that defined my life and made me feel like I had written them threw himself into the fourth. And yeah, I have a very vivid memory of hearing them for the first time in an American Eagle of all places in 2008. Their music video for I Feel Better was just on this random TV screen, and I'd never heard of them. And I stayed there because what caught me was the opening lyrics to the song, I don't have a fucking clue. And it blew me away that American Eagle didn't censor that. But I heard that word and I watched that and I could see that video, and I'm tranced on it. In the middle of an American Eagle, just stood face to face with this TV, and I end up feeling like I have this like almost transcendental moment where I feel like I just heard a song that I wrote by somebody else. And there was this cool music video. I'd never heard of Frightened Rabbit. I waited there until the end music video credits to see it. And it was a really cool kind of watercolor music video. Neither here nor there, but I got home and I found their album, The Midnight Organ Fight, and my whole life changed. It was something I hid from my parents forever because I could not tell them I was listening to music that like had words that said Jesus is just a Spanish boy's name. How come one man got so much fame? Like I couldn't talk about that. And I'm saying all of that about that band because that band is so coded in this sound texture, and I didn't know it. Yeah. So for whatever it's worth, the Midnight Organ Fight is my entryway, and it's the one I would say anybody should hop into. If you haven't, I think you'll probably hear it and be like, yep, Walter, you were right. But it was one of the, like, hearing it, aside from the sound textures being similar and me just having this massive realization that Beck absolutely inspired one of my all-time favorite bands. Even if I have a hard time listening to them now because of a relationship I realized I had with the music maybe not being a good thing for my brain. Yeah. It's just kind of a really big, like, this is what my favorite band sounds like kind of moment. And like, yeah, Giz is my favorite band now. Fish, another favorite band. I've got favorites. But there was a time in my life where I would inarguably say that Frightened Rabbit was my favorite, and they're always going to be partially that. But it was kind of a life lesson for me that I realized, wow, I invested so much of my time in this sad lyricism that I felt like I could have written, and the guy that wrote it took his life. And he threw himself in the very river that he talked about throwing himself in his own music. Like, his songs foreshadowed his own passing, and it hit me. But the songs sound kind of like this.
To be, don't want it to be, I want it to be. A good friend. Well, you're all scared and stiff, a sick, stolen gift, and the people you're with, they're all scared and stiff, and I want it to be, want it to be, want it to be. A good friend.
I know I waxed poetic a lot about another band, and I know But I need you to know from me how high praise that is for me to say that this reminds me of something so deeply sentimental to me. Because the work of Frightened Rabbit and that album, The Modern Leper, I think no matter what, if you've heard this song and you listen to that album, you'll see the connection I am making here. But it also occurs to me that maybe Beck and Scott wrote in similar ways to kind of articulate the struggles that they had with their own mental health. You know what I mean? I know from myself, like I learned that from my favorite artists. I learned that outlet from my favorite artists. I could write about how I felt because I'd seen other guys do it. I'd obsessed over other guys doing it. Beck and Scott both write very real words surrounded by very beautiful and sometimes heartbreaking imagery that I think the human experience knows what it is to feel. And I think that they do it in sometimes somber, sometimes cheerfully melancholic ways. But it's kind of like they do it with an acoustic guitar and really big ambient spacey things. And I really, really, really love that over other things doing it. Well, fair enough. I think that's very fair. Honestly, this is maybe my favorite song on the album because of that sentimental connection. As so far, like it's all in your mind, opening up with that hopeful thing, and to know what it is to. I know what it is to have the friend with the demon, and I know what it is to be the friend with the demon. You know, like in the context of the song, I mean. But I think It's All in Your Mind just won me over in a very simple, like almost in its simplicity and delicacy. That was so good. Round the Bend. Listen to that escalation.
We don't have to worry. Life goes where it does.
Interesting atmosphere over top of an acoustic guitar and stand-up bass.
Faster than April.
Hey, take care, FCK.
From
And remember, you can watch unmuted VODs for the whole video on my Kick channel, because Twitch will mute them. Kick won't. I'm not even supposed to advertise that while I'm streaming on Twitch, but
empty gone. Turn yourself on. This change we could spend.
I'm not gonna lie, I like the ambience, but this is kind of a stinker compared to the rest of the album. To me.
Down, down.
I like it. The rest of the album has gone so hard. This one's just coming in a little soft. It's very stringy, and that's not bad. I like the acoustic guitar textures. I guess I just want a little bit more to happen. It's progressively building. I like. We don't have to worry. Life goes where it does. It feels a little bit Leonard Cohen-y, but and that's just going off the one thing I've heard. Without him, obviously, he's clearly not Leonard Cohen, right? Like, but it kind of feels like it's maybe more strings than him. I don't know. I'm just it's not landing on me at the moment. Maybe I'm wrong. Perspectives are funny, KB.
Round a bend,
I like that you love it.
round a bend.
If we swapped the levels of the strings and his guitar, I'd probably be more inclined to like it more. I want it to feel more like an acoustic, like an intimate acoustic performance, not an orchestraic show. I'd like it if the strings were more ancillary than focal. And there is a little bit of a nice, beautiful atmosphere to this one, but I'm kind of missing our guy's voice. It feels a little bit like he's trying to be Alanis Morissette on this one.
Up against themselves.
Maybe in just the music parts and not the voice.
Make the daggers sharper.
Aizano, that's actually a hilarious little tidbit.
Faces turn. It's your time now. Loose change we could spend. When you're all
low key, Alanis, yeah.
Well, Ben.
Like when Alanis Morissette slows it down, I'm having a hard time thinking of a song to give to you right now. But there is, and maybe it's. I might have to pin a comment.
Well, Ben.
It kind of feels a little bit. I don't know. This one might just be the grower on the album. It's been a whole slap. This isn't a bad song. It's just not wowing me. The rest of the album really has been amazing. This one just... It could even just be in my brain. I can imagine Alanis singing over this. I don't know. Best part of the song right now. Okay. I'm not saying that song is a stinker. I'm just saying it's the grower on the album to me. I think it's unfair to say the word stinker because it actually was a good song. Did it move me like the rest of the album has? No, right? It didn't land the same way. I liked the other textures better. That one stands out as kind of just distinctly different. It might be that it's kind of a nice little like aperitif or almost like a nice ambient spacey intermission. Maybe in context with the rest of the album, I like it more. I don't know. Next one's Already Dead. That's what I'm wondering, Maria. I'm kind of thinking that might be the case. It might, that when I say it might be the grower.
Time wears away all the pleasures of the day, all the treasures you could hold. Days turn to sand, losing strength in every hand. They can't hold you anymore. Already dead to me now. Already dead to me now. 'Cause it feels like I'm watching something die.
He really has a lot of kind of warbly modulated, like maybe tape delay on his voice there. I'm wondering, this feels like being in the midst of a relationship pumping mud again.
Looks away in the harsh light of the day, on the edge of nothing more. Days fade to black in the light of what they lack. Nothing's measured by what it needs.
If I traded it all, if I gave it all away for one thing. That's the song it reminds me of.
Already dead to me now. Already dead to me now. 'Cause it feels like I'm watching something die.
I love that kind of yucky acoustic guitar bend there. I really hate bending strings on the acoustic guitar, by the way. Like, I'll do it in the rare scenario I find it necessary, but it's like not my thing. I do not like doing it. Yo, Crimson Mike, dude. I had to bring the volume down a little bit. Sunday Sun. Feels like they came in immediately. We've got 3 songs left. This has been a tremendous album so far. Like, this has been immaculate. Beck gets another album. I don't know which one, but he'll get another one for sure. Not a deep dive, but Beck gets another album. And as far as this goes, Sunday Sun, it feels like it kind of opened up with like a drum sampler or like a drum machine sound. And like a block. I'm hearing it there, Joel.
Haven't got a lot to learn, and my eyes, they stray again. Looking for a satellite in the rays of heaven again.
like one extra voice, vocal harmony away from having like a Beach Boys full spin harmony situation there. It definitely has this like surf rock kind of meets like Indian influenced music.
Jealous minds walking a line, and their faces jade the strain. Stranded in infinity rooms, and they're safe from any harm. There's no other ending. Sunday sun. Yesterday's
I love that.
Sunday
There's so many little nuggety noises in there. The panning on this. Headphone crew, identify yourselves. You have the keyboard, like the piano, dun, 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 in the left ear there. The acoustic guitar in the right ear, which is slightly dissonant, almost as if he's like maybe like pressing just enough to where the fret buzzes, but let the note ring a little.
There's no other ending. Sunday sun. Yesterday's ending. Sunday sun.
Dig this.
There's no other ending. Sunday sun. Yesterday's Sunday sun.
It almost sounds like he said like Shunday. Like Shunday. Shunday. Like, yeah, like, but then he gets sun out right, but so it's like not all of his words, but
Sunday sun.
this is incredible. Drums. I love a brown ending, dude. I love a brown ending, and that was tremendous. This is absolutely, really, like that second favorite song? Man, maybe third? The Sunday Sun was tremendous. Was that balloon music? Uh-huh. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just being silly. Critics loved its grown-up vibe of this album, calling it the 2000s best spin, and rave about its rich strings and honest feel. And that marked Beck's peak. What do you think Beck's peak was? Like, what is, like, I don't know, quintessential Beck? We got 2 songs to go. What does commercial statistics say?
Go to sleep. We're so tired now, all together in snake pit of souls.
Oh.
New days, throw your chains away. Try to hang your hopes on the wind. Little one, just a little way today. All we need is wait.
Yes.
Night rise like the evening prize. In a turnstile backwards we fly. The cold bones tied together by black ropes we pull from a sway. Little one, just a little way.
I love this one. It's like when he goes into these moments, the little one, just a little way. Like, that's just so nice. Today, all you need is waiting. Like, today, all of your dreams are waking. Like, the echoey kind of like washed out thing on his voice there just adds something to it. But I mean, immediately the song, the textures, the way that it's, kind of vibing. I just really like this one.
Can't stand on crooked legs. I'm cross-eyed to the wall. Know these harbor lights, satellites. Drown, drown. Sailors run aground in a sea change. Nothing is safe. Strange waves push us every way. In a stolen boat, we'll float away. Little woman, just a little way today. All
I'm
we
digging this one, dude.
need is waiting. Little one, just a little way today. All the dreams are waking. Little one,
I love this.
all the dreams are waking.
This is a really good song. This one is up there. We've had a couple of them. The keyboard, the piano there. Kind of sad this one's coming to an end, man. Also, the reason I asked earlier for the like what was the most commercially successful album he had was simply because I wanted to know what like the masses thought, not like my particular wonderful group of people that love all things music. I mean, let's be real. Like, we are here to have our different musical opinions, and while a lot of us share some, every single one of us got a hot take. I've done this for too long. I know every single one of you has a hot musical take. I've seen hundreds of them at this point. We got a lot of opinions here. And it's just one of those things where I think we're really good at sharing our opinions in a good way. We have an incredible community that is just really good at agreeing to disagree when it comes to music. And conventionally, more often than not yucking on other people's yums. We let people like the stuff they like, and have a safe place to say why we don't like it. But I would be hard pressed to find anybody here that agrees universally on all of the music. But does this album stick the landing? That's the question I have on my mind. First timers through this album, what have you thought? Raw doggers, let me know. What is your impression of this album? Here we go. Hopping into the last one, Side of the Road. Real loose guitar strings.
Something better than this.
What up, Thrill Jockey?
Yes, I'd like to go. Let all I've learned tell me what I know.
He does have a swampy blues guitar vibe, I've noticed, as a trend. I've kind of noticed that within his work. Like, you kind of hear that swampy acoustic thing. You hear it in Loser a little bit. You hear it in like Girl as well, like the two songs that I know. But well, I guess you don't hear too much of it in E-Pro. Maybe a little bit, but not too much. But this he's definitely got, like, out of nowhere this swampy acoustic guitar thing. A guy from LA?
Never thought I'd live till the ugly truth showed me what it did. Let it pass on the side of the road. What a friend could tell me now.
This is really interesting. Another far removal from everything else.
In a random room, an iron door,
Austin, Texas.
Kick an empty can across an empty floor. Let it pass on the side of the road.
You get a lot of these like rubbing sounds. Like it's a very like earthy acoustic in a room. There's wood. It's echoing. Like and like you can hear stuff rubbing. Like you almost have Foley. Like like you kind of hear random like stuff like that just about the recording.
What a friend could tell me now.
You know what it is? You're hearing him bend his guitar string. That mic is so hot that you can hear that. That's literally the sound of his string scraping the fret on his acoustic guitar, and you're hearing it microphoned up. That's such a hot microphone. It was a good song. I don't know that I would like it got the heart. I don't know that I would say it stuck the landing, right? Like I enjoyed the song, had nice little tiddly bits to pick out. I honestly feel like, you know, in a sea of good songs on this album, this has a place on it. But it's not like they threw down, he threw down with one of the best songs to end it to me. I appreciated the heck out of the lyrics, though. In a different light, you might see what the other side looks like. In a random room, behind the iron door, kick an empty can across an empty floor. Let it pass on the side of the road. What a friend could tell me now. I don't know. It kind of, I feel like as this kind of progressed, you kind of see an element of like escapism through just thought, and it does end on a positive note. um Maybe even just through considering life elsewhere. I genuinely feel like this was a great album. It certainly informed a lot of the music I listened to before I ever got into reactions or anything like that. Is there a genre of music you like but has the least amount of your personal favorite song? Ooh, that's an interesting question. I'll have to think about that. Um, yeah, YouTube comments. Twitch and Kick have fought over it. Let me know, what do you think is the ideal next album to represent Beck? I will make sure to put whichever one I think has the most merit into the hopper. Yeah, guys, this was great. I felt related to, and I think I could have. I think I kind of needed that tonight. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. And talk to people. Be a real human being, Let them know how you're doing. It's important. Love yous. Goodbye.